All right, guys, I want to make this video because I want to go over a couple trades that I took today, as well as kind of an analysis for the market that happened today. So this is the 6 hour time frame on ES. We are approaching all-time highs. I did personally believe that today we might see all-time highs. We didn't actually get that yet. So tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day. So to start off the day today on ES, we had this beautiful candle here at 9 p.m. yesterday, which opened up, it closed red, signifying a potential formation of a lower high on the 6 hour time frame. And at 3 a.m., we had a brand new candle open up. This candle closed at 9 a.m., and this was the formation of our lower high. Okay, now this next candle here at 3 a.m., it wasn't a bullish engulfing and it did not create a higher high, but what it did create is it created a massive wick from above, showing a lot of strength in that area. Okay. And in this particular area, I was looking to go long, okay, for a few reasons of which I'll get into on SPY as well. This is ES. So this is one of the major indicators that I was looking at. I wanted to see a lower high completion, and I wanted to see strength in this area, which we definitely got. So at 9 o'clock, once this candle closed, I was definitely looking to get into calls, or for people that do futures, I'm looking to get into longs. So once this candle appeared, okay, on the 6 hour time frame, I was definitely looking to go long. So on SPY, if you zoom into the 1 hour time frame, this was the price action today. We opened up with a nice gap up. We pulled back, okay, with a very much needed pullback, because the last time we had a pullback was on December 13th, 8:30 and 9:30 a.m. and basically just pumped the rest of the day due to the FOMC meeting, and we gapped up. We pulled back, had two red counts back to back, so that was good. I was happy to see that because we did need a pullback. We had none in the last day and a lot of buying pressure. And then we had this very nice lower high candle at 8:30. It created a lower high followed by a higher high and a bullish engulfing all in the same candle. So at this point, okay, I was very, very bullish. Okay, we had this candle closed at 9:30. We had the ES 6 hour candle at 9 a.m. close beautifully as well, creating a lower high on the 6 hour and showing a lot of strength in that area. And this candle here on the 1 hour on SPY closed very nicely as well. It gave us a bullish engulfing. It gave us a break of 47260. It gave us a higher high and a lower high, all in the same candle. Like, this was very nice. And as you can see, the trade did not work out well. So I actually took a loss on this trade, and I want to kind of go over my psychology and the way I kind of approached this trade and how I was feeling during the trade. But I was very confident going into this trade that we were going to go up and hit 47493. That was my target. That was essentially, a really, really large move on ES. That was around 4,800 on ES. So a pretty big psychological level on ES, and that's where I was looking to take profit. Obviously, we did not get that. Now, this move that we got very shortly after was very aggressive, very fast, and very quick. And it was very unexpected. It was very random. Wasn't something that you could necessarily plan for based on my strategy, in my opinion. It was not something that I could foresee. This definitely was the result of some fundamental data getting released. And if you look at Forex Factory, which is something that I pay attention to very closely, to look at economic news, to kind of take a look at what's going to be happening in the economy, what kind of events are going to be affecting the market, we did get some announcement at around 10 a.m., 9:45 ish time that really affected the market. I can't remember exactly what it was, but we did get some news that got released around that time. And obviously, I was not prepared for that. I was not expecting that. I don't think anybody else really was. And the market started dumping. Okay. Now, due to the aggressiveness and speed of the dump, I knew that it had to be something fundamental. So for that reason, I was okay with holding it because I did personally believe that we would make a quick recovery. Now, obviously, it kept on pumping for a solid hour, okay? And when that candle closed at 9:30, right? It looked very, very bearish to me, right? Because instead of making a higher high continuation, we got a lower low. So a lower low is the start of a potential trend change to the downside. The only thing that we really need for us to confirm this trend change would be a higher low. So let's say hypothetically, we bought up for the rest of the day, and let's say this candle closes right here, and the following candle, right, closes red, drops down, and causes another huge bearish engulfing as well on the 1 hour and closes like that. Well, now we got a lower low followed by a higher low and then another lower low. So that would definitely be a trend change confirmation on the 1 hour, and that would definitely signify a very large bearish pattern forming on the 1 hour. And I would definitely could be considering potentially taking puts at that area. Now, because we only got a lower low, we never got a higher low today. I was not overly bearish. I did not switch my thesis or my bias. I was still expecting a recovery. Okay. Now, for the entirety of the day, right, it sold off very aggressively. And then at 11 o'clock, it started to recover and it started to buy up again. So during this time, obviously, there was a little bit of worry for sure because I wasn't sure how much it would sell off or how big the pullback would be. Obviously, it was a significant pullback. I think the price moved like $3 or $4, which, for option traders, that's a significant amount. Now, like I said, I did believe that this was a fundamental move, so I wasn't overly concerned with my thesis being, broken as a result, because my decision to go long was purely technical, was purely based on price action. It was based on, numerous factors that I back tested several times, and I was very confident on the move up. So do I believe that, the market might recover and open up and gap up to more? Potentially. Well, let me explain to you guys what happened. So, um, on the 6 hour time frame with ES, as the day progressed, what happened was we created a very large bearish engulfing candle on the 6 hour at 9 a.m. This candle closed at 2 o'clock. So going into the end of the session, the New York session, this candle looked very, very bearish to me, and I did not like how it looked whatsoever. So I'll tell you why. Because at 9 a.m., this candle created, instead of a higher high and pushing upwards like I thought it would, it actually did push up for the first hour of the candle. But then obviously with that fundamental news that came out, it ended up dropping really hard. So what we got here is we basically got a higher low followed by a lower low and a bearish engulfing all within the same candle. To me, this was very bearish. I did not like this at all. And yes, I could have held this trade overnight in potential in the hopes of it potentially recovering, but I would not have been able to sleep okay knowing that this is what the price action was currently looking like on the 6 hour. On the 6 hour, to me, this looks extremely bearish, and for that reason, I had to pull out of my trade because the 6 hour did not look good, and it definitely showed signs of a massive move lower. Not a massive move lower, but it definitely showed a sign of a continuation lower, and it was not a risk that I was willing to take. So for that reason, I pulled out my trade. I took a loss in that trade. Wasn't a massive loss, to be honest. So what I did on SPY, I was very patiently waiting in hopes that before 1 o'clock, that this red candle would turn green. If this 6 hour candle closed green and it turned green before the end of the day, I definitely would have held my position. I definitely would not have sold, and I would have been fine holding that overnight. But because of the way that it closed, it completely changed my thesis and my comfort in holding it overnight. So again, on SPY, well, actually, let's go to the 50-minute time frame here. So on the 50-minute time frame, as the day ended, all right, where are we here?